What if I told you the real reason most people stay poor has nothing to do with money and everything to do with what's happening inside their mind and soul? Think about this. Two people can have the same opportunities, the same environment, even the same starting point, yet one rises, builds wealth, creates freedom, and the other stays stuck, struggling, repeating the same cycle year after year. Why? Because one aligns their actions with truth, discipline, and purpose, while the other is trapped in excuses, fear, and distraction. And here's where it gets deeper. This is not just about strategy, this is spiritual. Because when you ignore your purpose, when you waste your gifts, when you choose comfort over growth, you are not just delaying success, you are denying the potential that was placed inside you for a reason. Most people don't lack resources, they lack direction, they lack discipline, they lack the willingness to step into discomfort and become who they were created to be. But here's the truth you need to hear right now. Your current situation is not your final destination. It's a reflection of your current standards, your current mindset, your current decisions. And the moment you change those, everything begins to shift. In this video, you're going to discover why people stay trapped in financial struggle, the hidden habits that silently destroy their growth, and the exact mindset shifts that can break that cycle for good. You're going to see clearly what's been holding you back, and more importantly, what you must do starting today to take control. Because this is not about luck. This is not about waiting. This is about awakening. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Poverty starts in the mind, and if you don't confront that truth, nothing in your life will ever truly change. Before money becomes a problem in your bank account, it's already a problem in your thinking. It shows up in the way you doubt yourself, in the way you hesitate, in the way you settle for less than what you're capable of. You tell yourself you're being realistic, but what you're really doing is shrinking your vision to match your fears. And once your mind accepts limitation, your actions follow. You stop taking bold steps. You stop chasing bigger opportunities. You start playing small, convincing yourself it's safer there. But safety is an illusion when it's costing you your future. Excuses are expensive, and most people don't even realize the price they're paying. Every time you say, I don't have time, what you really mean is, it's not a priority. Every time you say, I can't afford it, what you're really saying is, I haven't decided to make it happen. And those small excuses, they add up. Day after day, week after week, year after year, they quietly drain your potential. The cost isn't just financial, it's emotional, it's psychological. It's the life you could have lived but didn't, because excuses feel comfortable in the moment, but they create long-term pain. Think about it. How many opportunities have you talked yourself out of? How many risks did you avoid because you were afraid of failing, afraid of being judged, afraid of stepping into the unknown? Your mind is constantly trying to protect you, but it's also holding you back. It tells you to wait, to be careful, to not take chances. But growth doesn't happen in comfort, and wealth is never built by those who hesitate at every decision point. The truth is, your brain will always find a way to justify staying where you are. It will give you logical reasons, smart-sounding excuses, and convincing arguments for why now is not the right time. But if you keep listening to that voice without challenging it, you will stay stuck. You will keep repeating the same patterns, living the same results, wondering why nothing changes. Breaking out of this cycle requires awareness first. You have to catch yourself in the act of thinking small. You have to recognize when you're making excuses instead of making progress. And then you have to interrupt that pattern immediately. Replace I can't with how can I? Replace hesitation with action. Replace fear with movement. Because the moment you shift your thinking, you begin to shift your reality. Your decisions become stronger. Your actions become bolder. And over time, those actions compound into results. Not because you got lucky, not because someone handed you an opportunity, but because you stopped letting your mind work against you and started making it work for you. Comfort kills growth, and most people don't even see it happening. It feels harmless. It feels earned. You tell yourself you deserve to relax, to slow down, to stay where it's easy and predictable. But comfort is a silent trap. The longer you stay in it, the harder it becomes to leave. Your standards drop. Your hunger fades. Your tolerance for discomfort disappears. And without discomfort, there is no growth. None. Every level of success requires a version of you that is stronger, sharper, more disciplined than the one you are today. But if you keep choosing what's easy, you never give yourself the chance to evolve into that person. Look at your daily choices. They seem small, almost insignificant, scrolling instead of studying, delaying instead of doing, choosing entertainment over improvement. But those choices are shaping your identity. They're training your brain to avoid effort and chase instant gratification. And over time, that becomes who you are. someone who talks about goals but doesn't execute on them, someone who wants more but isn't willing to stretch for it. Comfort convinces you that you're okay where you are, even when deep down you know you're capable of so much more. Action creates wealth, not intention, not ideas, not plans sitting on paper. You can read every book, watch every video, learn every strategy, but if you don't move, nothing changes. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and most people hesitate to take it because action is uncomfortable. It involves risk. It involves uncertainty. It exposes you to failure. But that's exactly why it works, because most people won't do it consistently. You don't need perfect conditions. You need momentum. You need to act even when you don't feel ready, even when you're unsure, even when fear is loud in your mind, because clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. The more you move, the more you learn. The more you learn, the better your decisions become. And that's how progress compounds. Every step you take builds confidence. Every action reinforces a new identity, someone who executes, someone who pushes forward regardless of how they feel. And once you build that identity, everything changes. Opportunities start to appear, not because they suddenly exist, but because you've become the kind of person who sees them and takes them. Discipline beats talent every single time, and yet most people rely on motivation like it's enough. It's not. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes based on how you feel, what's happening around you, and how comfortable your life is. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It shows up when you're tired, when you're bored, when you don't see results yet. And that's the difference. Talented people often lose because they depend on bursts of energy, while disciplined people win because they build consistency. They do the work whether they feel like it or not, and over time, that repetition compounds into mastery. You don't rise to the level of your talent, you fall to the level of your habits, and discipline is what shapes those habits. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's staying focused when distractions are everywhere. It's finishing what you start, even when it gets hard. That's what creates results. Not luck, not shortcuts, not waiting for the perfect moment. Fear keeps you broke because it stops you from taking the very actions that could change your life. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. It all feels real, but it's also the biggest barrier between you and growth. Most people let fear decide their moves. They hesitate, they overthink, they stay in their comfort zone, and then they wonder why nothing improves. But here's the truth. Fear doesn't disappear before you act. It disappears because you act. Every time you move forward despite fear, you weaken its control. Every time you avoid it, you strengthen it. The people who win are not fearless. They just refuse to let fear make their decisions. Average is a choice, and every day you either accept it or reject it by how you think and act. It's not forced on you. It's built through small decisions to do just enough to stay comfortable, to avoid pushing your limits. No risk, no reward is the reality most people try to escape, but you can't. Playing safe keeps you stuck, while stepping into uncertainty opens doors. Growth demands bold moves, not hesitation. Habits build or break you, and what you do daily is shaping who you become, whether you notice it or not. Small actions repeated over time create massive results, either pulling you forward or holding you back. Decisions shape destiny because every choice you make sets a direction. One disciplined decision can change your path, while one careless pattern can keep you stuck in the same life. Let this land deeply. Most people don't stay poor because they're unlucky. They stay poor because they repeat the same patterns, the same excuses, the same decisions every single day without ever challenging them. And if you walk away from this without changing something, then nothing changes. This is your wake-up call. You've seen the truth. You've heard what holds people back. Now, the only question that matters is, what are you going to do about it? Because awareness without action is useless. If you go back to comfort, back to old habits, back to hesitation, then you choose the same life again. But if you decide right now that you will think differently, act differently, demand more from yourself, then everything can shift. Not someday, not next year. It starts the moment you take control. You don't need perfection. You need commitment. You need discipline. You need to stop negotiating with your excuses and start executing with purpose. Thank you for watching Alpha Motivation World. If this message hit you, don't just keep it to yourself. Like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more content that pushes you to grow, to think bigger, and to take real action. And if you're ready to go deeper, make sure you watch the next motivational speech, because the next level of your life is waiting, but only if you're willing to step up and claim it.